Hey there, welcome to Hustle Hacks. And I'm guessing if you click this video, it's because you're having trouble falling asleep or on time and hence waking up late as well. Most people tell us waking up early is really good for us. And I agree with them because at the end of the day, you are way more productive in the mornings. So let's just jump right into it. If you had to think about sleeping or falling asleep, there are three things that are super important in the process of being able to fall asleep on time. One is your space, one is your habits, and one is exercises that you can do to be able to fall asleep earlier rather than late. Now, let's just get into space. A lot of us don't understand how much of an effect the space we surround ourselves with has on how easily we fall asleep. So within space, I cut it down into three parts. The first most important piece is for you to understand your side table. If you don't have a side table, and even if it's a stool or something on those lines, it's important to understand that that makes a huge difference on how quickly you fall asleep or what you do just before you fall asleep. So I'll tell you what I do with my side table. I have a book, a writing pad, and I have a bottle of water on my side table, and it works like magic because most times I use the book to note down certain points for tomorrow, the things that I need to get done, and I read a couple of pages from the book, I have a sip of water, and I fall asleep very, very quickly. The second piece that you need to look at within the space itself is lights. We give very less importance to how you structure the lights in your space. Now, if you're in a bedroom or wherever you're sleeping, understand one thing very importantly, that if you have any bright lights coming in, it's going to actually get you to not fall asleep. So a good technique would be that half an hour before you want to fall asleep, shut all the lights and lie down with complete darkness. You don't let any light seep in as well. Some people actually need a little light to sleep, but see to it that you get it to that spot and there's no other light apart from that. The third thing in your space that makes a huge difference is colors. The problem is that most of us have bed sheets or curtains or posters in our space which are really jarring colors, like bright red, bright yellow. These are the kind of colors actually that decrease our propensity to sleep. So a good idea would be to have more muted colors in your space. So stuff like light blue, light green, light yellow, beige. These are the colors that you keep because these are more soothing colors and they will see to it that you fall asleep easier. So when it comes to your space, understand that doing these things will make a huge difference to how quickly you fall asleep. The second part to it is habits. Now I know that creating a new habit suddenly is not easy, but what I'm saying is there are certain things that you can do right now that will help you actually fall asleep earlier. Number one is the weekends. What we end up doing is that there is a certain timetable for the weekdays, and on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, we completely change that timetable, and that's what ruins the entire week. So if you're falling asleep at 10:30, 11 on your weekdays, and then you fall asleep at 12:30 on weekends, that actually trickles into the coming week, and then that becomes a cycle. So all I'm saying is for a couple of weeks, try to follow the same cycle, make that sacrifice, don't go out there, just try and sleep early and wake up early on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. The other habit that is super important and actually makes a huge difference on how we wake up or how we sleep is alarms. Okay, now what you don't understand is that just before you fall asleep, you have 5 alarms put up: 7:30, 7:35, 7:40, 7:45. Now, what happens with that is it tells you how many hours you have left to sleep. So when it tells you stuff like 6 hours and 7 hours, it automatically releases cortisol in your brain, which is a chemical that actually creates anxiety. And if you're anxious, you will not be able to sleep. So for a couple of days, try not putting an alarm. Just take that risk. It's okay if you wake up late for a couple of days, but try not putting an alarm because that is one of the big reasons why you're not falling asleep. The fear itself is making you stay awake. Another very important habit is to associate something with the act of falling asleep. So most people have different kinds of habits, pre-sleep rituals, and they all work for different people. Now, one of the things I took up is that I decided to start moisturizing my hands just before I fall asleep. And that actually really helped because my body started connecting moisturizing with the act of sleeping. So as soon as I would put any cream on my hand and fall on the bed, I would start falling asleep. So maybe you want to try that. create a pre-sleep ritual. It might be moisturizing, it might be combing your hair, I don't know, whatever it is. Find something that makes you feel like you're now supposed to fall asleep. What you wear when you sleep is super important if you want to fall asleep on time. If you're going to wear moist clothes or unwashed clothes, you're not going to fall asleep very quickly. It's important to wear fresh clothes and have the same set of nightwear for every day. Do not use those clothes for any other activities. To give you an example, if you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and that's something you also wear when you go out running, you're going to actually not be able to sleep. You need to understand that the mind and the body actually play games with each other. And when the body sees that you're wearing something that's related to the act of running, it's not going to induce sleep in your body. So see to it that the clothes you wear at night are purely for sleeping and they're used for nothing else. Okay, if you just try these habits out, it might already help you sleep early. But if that's not helping, then I have some exercises you can try out. There are two kinds of exercises: physical and mental exercises. Now, within physical exercises, your first exercise that you need to try out is the eye roll. So what you actually do is you lie down on your bed, all lights shut your eyes, and just move your eyeball left to right just 10 times. The point of this is to tire your eyes out. And when you do that, you actually end up falling asleep. I have tried this in the past and it has worked. So definitely try this out. Okay. The second thing that you can try out as a physical exercise is, if you have a preferred side that you sleep on the other side and lie down in that position till your side gets tired, and then you move to the other side and you fall asleep. It's your body begins to understand that now it's time to sleep. So don't start with the position that you prefer anyway. Start with the position which is the opposite of that which you prefer, and it helps. I do this, trust me, it helps. Try it out. Another exercise that you could do, while I'm not the biggest fan of it, is reading a little bit just before you sleep. I'm not a big fan of it because it's not good to read like that. Reading should be an active association. It should not be something that you associate with falling asleep. But if you're really having trouble falling asleep, read 2 pages from a book and you're more likely to fall asleep after that. There are some people who just cannot do even these exercises. So one exercise that actually works, but it's not fully recommended, is listening to a TV show that you've watched before. So whether it's Friends, whether it's Modern Family, whether it's Big Bang Theory, you shut the lights off the laptop or phone, just wear earphones or just have the speaker there and only listen to it and try sleeping while that is happening. It works for a lot of people. I know I have never really used it actively, but I know it works for certain people that I know. When it comes to mental exercises, the first one I'm going to give you is called cloud watching. Now, it might feel weird in the beginning, but once you try it out, you'll actually see that it works. So when you're trying to sleep, shut your eyes and imagine yourself out of your body and looking at yourself lying down on a cloud. Now, what happens is when you see yourself as being comfortable, your brain triggers an emotion which makes you fall asleep. So try it out. This is not based in science. This is something that I actually have tried and it has worked. Just visualize yourself being comfortable and it ends up actually working on your brain and helping you slowly fall asleep. So the next technique is called dream plotting. Okay, now what it means is that you need to start thinking and imagining the dream you want to dream that night. It's not talking about a big life dream. It's about just a basic dream that you want to dream that night. So it could be something as simple as a trip in Hawaii that you want to dream about, or it could be something where you're thinking about a trek on some mountain or an award you're winning. Whatever it is, think of a dream and start visualizing it in your head. And while you're visualizing it, you'll actually end up falling asleep and continue into that dream. Now, you don't need to do all of these things at one go. If you want to start falling asleep early, start doing some of them. Definitely try the eye roll and definitely try the dream visualization. It always works. You need to see to it that your habits and your space are constructed in a way that actually induce sleep rather than activeness. Definitely try these techniques out. If you also want to know how to wake up early, the next part of this video is going to be how to wake up early, which will be coming out on Wednesday. So you can check that out. In that case, hit subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can actually come back and watch those videos. I'm going to be posting videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So if you like videos like these, which are hack videos and not just motivational videos, definitely subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Go out there, be nice, and keep hustling. Bye-bye.